Hey, how's it going? This is Melinda and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing a huge variety of all different types of music. I've got a really cool Japanese press. I've got a Blue Note first press of a jazz record, and I've also got a really unique Beatles record with a really cool story behind it. And I'm going to go ahead and get started. This is Santana's Abraxas. If you watched my video last week, I did clean the record with that vinyl back on my video, and this is just a really great album from 1970. Has the song Black Magic Woman on it. Really good album that I enjoy. What makes this one special for me is I found a copy of it that still had the poster included. And I don't know about you all, I just rarely see older records that still have the posters in good shape. And this one had never been hung up or anything. It's just a really in good shape. Hope you can see it all up there. But anyway, I rarely see the posters, so when I see something like this, I always have to pick it up. And I'm very happy to now have a copy of Santana's Abraxas. This record is a sentimental record for me. It is the best of Sam Cooke. Every song on here is a classic, and no one sings them better than Sam Cooke does. So there's a couple songs on here that are really sentimental to me. They remind me of being a teenager. Wonderful World and Twistin' the Night Away. When I worked at a theme park where I live, when I was a teenager, they had a huge, about 30 or 40 songs. They were on continuous loop in the building where I worked at. And it ranged everything from Def Leppard to Van Halen to Sam Cooke. And those two songs played every single day, and that was a great time for me. I made some of my best friends, met people from all over the tri-state, and just had a really good time. It was a really wonderful experience, a great place to work. So when I hear that, it just brings back wonderful memories. And this was just a really great album to have anyway. Bring It On Home to Me, Having a Party. There's just some really great songs on here. It comes on this RCA Victor label that I really love. And anyway, very happy to add this one to the collection. I haven't shown a Blue Oyster Cult record in a very long time, but they are a really wonderful band. And Agent of Fortune is my favorite album. A lot of people's favorite is Secret Treaties, and it is very good as well. This is their second album called Tyranny and Mutation. This is very hard to find, in my opinion, in really good shape. And I bought the quadraphonic version of it. It is in really good condition. Usually this black and white does not hold up well. So anyway, really happy to have it. I also recently bought a ton of those vinyl storage solutions, 4mm record sleeves. They make all my records look really good, so I'm really happy with those too. And I want to show you the label of the record because it is that Columbia label, but because it's quadraphonic, it's gold. And I thought that was really cool and unique. And anyway, just really happy to have a good, clean, beautiful copy of another record by Blue Oyster Cult. This record was a blind buy. It is the Hassels. They're a 1960s band, and I really didn't know anything about them, but the condition was good, the price was right, and it looked a little psychedelic to me, so I picked it up. And it does have some psychedelic sound to it. It also has some pop sound to it. It's a pretty good album. I really like it, and I'd really never heard much about them. I'm just now learning about psych bands and 60s bands. You know, unless they were absolutely huge, I don't really know them. But what I thought was unique about it is, if you look right here, this is Billy Joel, and this was his very first recording he had ever done. And if you look at the gatefold, this picture right here is him. And if you look, it says Billy Joe, J-O-E. It doesn't even say Billy Joel yet. This doesn't sound anything like a Billy Joel record. Very different, but I really do like it. But I thought it was kind of unique that he was in this band and I didn't even know it. I just kind of assumed his career started when he was a solo artist. Here is the record sleeve for it on this United Artist. It was still in really great shape. And here is the label. I believe this is a second press maybe. I believe the originals are on the black United Artists label. I'm not 100% sure, but I think so. Anyway, it does sound really good. It's a really thick record, so I know it's an somewhat early press of it. Anyway, just kind of a unique blind buy for me. This record is really also a good one. This is the Rolling Stones, Out of Our Heads. This is a mono press of it. Where I live, it is so hard to find one of these records that are in good shape. Usually the records are really scratched up, and this one is in actually really good shape. This has the hit Satisfaction on it. They're probably their biggest hit they ever had, even though they have so many. Play with Fire is also on here, and that's a really good song too. I really love it. Here is the label for it. It is on that London label, a mono press. It says FFRR on it, and it stands for Full Frequency Range Recording. I believe at the time they believed this was a very good, sonically good sounding record. Nowadays, FFRR is a dance label. But anyway, very happy to have another Rolling Stones record in really good shape to add to the collection. This record has a song on here that is so near and dear to my heart and very sentimental. Procol Harum. Mazzy from the channel Norman Maslov, he fairly recently did a really great video discussing the band Procol Harum. And anyway, I found this one. There was a record store day release of this album. It was a little pricey, but it was on a beautiful colors splatter vinyl. I didn't pick it up because of the price. But anyway, I found this one very recently. It is a mono press from 1967. And it was in very good shape, and it plays really, really well. The reason why the song A Whiter Shade of Pale is so sentimental to me is, like I was saying before when I was talking about the Sam Cooke record, the same theme park that I worked at as a teenager, I got season passes for, and when my daughter was really little, I would take her there. And now they have a water park that was built on much later after I worked there. Anyway, I would take her and we would hang out for the day and at the water park. And they play a bunch of songs during the day by the Beach Boys and just various artists. But you can never hear them because you hear the kids screaming and the water and everybody having a really good time. But I always like to stay until closing time with my daughter. And around the time, an hour before they started to close, it started to quiet down. And you could really hear those songs, the Beach Boys and just various artists. But the one that really stood out to me and I remember the most is A Whiter Shade of Pale. It would play. And I just really loved the song. I love the singer. I forget the lead singer. What is his name? Yeah, Gary Brooker. He has an incredible, incredible voice. And anyway, I'll never have those times again with my daughter. She's grown. So I just have it right here and right here. And when I hear this, it's the closest thing I'm ever going to get to reliving those moments. So anyway, very happy to have this album by Procol Harum. And I also picked up, I was so excited, I found A Whiter Shade of Pale, the 45. It will be going into my jukebox. And just to give you all an update on the jukebox, it is very, very hot around here right now. And the jukebox is in the garage. So we've just kind of been waiting until it cools down a little bit. And I'm very motivated. I'm ready to get started and get it, ready. So anyway, going to be working on it really soon. Just the weather's been so hot lately. And now I'm going to show you a record. It's a gift I got, VCLT. It is from the channel Mama Bear Vinyl, and the lady's name is Cindy. And please check out her channel. Right now she is doing, she just did a wonderful video about maybe if you're a vinyl junkie. I forget the exact title of it, but she's discussing whether she's a vinyl junkie or not. It is a very, very interesting conversation. And I really enjoyed it. So please check out Cindy, Mama Bear Vinyl. Here's what she sent me. Wham's Make It Big. I think anybody who loves the 80s would want this in their collection. And it is just one of those that I never find in very good shape for the right price. I just hadn't done it. And I think now that George Michael has passed away, this record is, they're asking more money. I don't really think it's went up in value, but people are asking more money for it. So anyway, she sent it, so I no longer have to look for it. She even gave me this really cool MoFi sleeve for it. And it is in beautiful condition, just absolutely cleaned up and beautiful. So thank you so much, Cindy. She also sent me a couple of 45s for the jukebox. Madonna's Crazy for You, and it's off the Vision Quest soundtrack. So what's really unique about it, and I'd never seen before, is the back side to it, I guess it's a double A side, is Berlin's No More Words. So I have never seen a 45 with two different artists, but since it's from the Vision Quest soundtrack, it makes sense. So anyway, very happy to have that. She also sent me Kaja Gugu's Too Shy, and I've never seen the record sleeve for it, so I thought that was really cool. And I have a viewer who loves to, we kind of have a little running joke about Kaja Gugu, so here's some fresh material for that. Anyway, thank you so much, Cindy. I really appreciate it. Cindy's a really sweet lady, and I feel like her and I have so much in common because we both are about the same age. We have kids that are grown, but we both love vinyl records. So anyway, thank you so much, Cindy from Mama Vera Records. I really appreciate the gifts. Here is the Beatles record that I was talking about that's kind of unique. And I found this at a chain record store in Illinois. And I guess somebody, a Beatles collector, had traded in their collection. And there was some records in there other than this one. And one of them had some really unique markings to it. I can't really describe it. Something was kind of a flaw on one of the records because I had considered buying it, but it had some flaws on it and it was just very unique. So I left that alone. I ended up talking myself out of buying this record. So I walked out of the store, and on the way home I immediately regretted that I didn't pick it up. It was a little pricey and it was a little more than I could afford that day, but I had my regrets about picking it up. So anyway, I went to, there's a chain of it in Indiana, and several months later I went in there and I started looking through their used Beatle records, and I saw that record that had those unique markings on it. And I started getting excited thinking, please let that Yellow Submarine soundtrack be in there. And sure enough it was, and it was 20% off, so I got a discount on it. So anyway, this is from 1999, it's a UK press. And it's also on a yellow vinyl, so it's a really cool, really pretty record. And I don't believe there's a ton of them. Beatle experts, though, you can fill me in on the information about this. But I love this copy, and I see reissues of it on black vinyl, but I don't see it on this yellow vinyl, so other than other Beatle collectors showing theirs. So very happy to have that. This record is something I picked up for just $10. It is the Sidewinder by Lee Morgan. As you can see faintly, somebody wrote their name, and I think they wrote it in crayon, which is absolutely unbelievable that someone would write on a beautiful jazz album in crayon, but that's what they did, I guess. And anyway, this I believe is a first press on Blue Note. It does have the word I believe it's Van Gelder stamped into it, but anyway, you can see the label. It's in pretty good shape. It does have some surface scratches, but this one is so thick. I'm absolutely surprised at how well it plays, and it sounds great. And I know Chris from Tunes from the Man Cave really likes to collect first press mono editions, so for $10 I wanted to just buy one, see what the fuss is about. But you know, I understand why he does it. It does sound really great. And for someone who is as huge of a collector as him and huge into jazz, I understand why he wants those early first presses. So anyway, very excited to have that. And then finally, this is a Japanese press of Heaven Tonight by Cheap Trick. Just an absolute really good record. My favorite probably is Dream Police, but this is a close second or third. Really love it. Love the Obi. It also shows Boston records and Judas Priest and some other Cheap Trick records. And this is really cool. I love the label for this one. It's just a really iconic 70s epic label. And in really great shape. Plays beautifully. And here is the lyric sheet. And then the inside, it has the Japanese lyrics in the Japanese writing. So anyway, that is my video for the week, and thank you so much for watching. Please leave your comments below. Any information is always, I appreciate, and I love having conversations with you. And also, please subscribe, and take care, and bye-bye.